Welcome to episode 5 of Greatest's Let's Play Modded Minecraft series, FTB Monster. And just bringing things up from the end of the last episode, I've just fitted an 8-to-1 gearbox, and it's just the same kind of components we've already done. Do remember, however, to put lubricant in it. Unlike me, we can see I've already damaged mine. So instead of just having a neat little number in the industrial coil like 64 here, I've had to put 80 to compensate. So if I go on the extractor, you'll see I've got enough torque for phase 1 at the bottom right. Phase 2 I don't have enough speed for, and phase 3 I don't have enough speed for. So I've processed 10 iron ore into 16 of the secondary things. So if I turn this off, I'm not going to have to reconfigure this because everything's still manual. So right now I want to change this to speed mode. Shift right click. And if we look here, it needs 8,000 rads per second to do the second and third phases, so that should be enough, assuming that it doesn't explode my gearbox like I did last time. Yeah, I only want a small amount of torque here. Let's just should be, in fact, no, let's leave it at 80. Okay. So now I have enough speed for phases 2 and 3, but not enough torque for 1 and 4. So now it's going from phase 2, which is this bit in the second row, into phase 3. So in each of these phases you get a chance for it to basically double, and over a long period of time it will effectively work out to 5 times normal. So in your case, all you need to do here is 1024 and 64 if you hadn't damaged your gearbox, an 8-to-1, you put lubricant inside it, like that, and when you want to change between phases 1 and 4 and 2 and 3, just stop the industrial coil and flip the gearbox from one mode to the other. And what I should find out here now is that everything will drop into that final phase, and then just flip the gearbox back again. It is very manual, and we're going to need to find a solution to that, which we will. But for now, just to demonstrate the very, very basic principle of getting 5 times the amount of ore, it's pretty good, I think. I do need to figure out how to monitor the amount of power in that. Ideally, I want something automatic. I don't want to have to keep clicking to use a tool on it every so often. I want some kind of output that I can automate, because automation is good. Okay, so we're nearly through phase 2. And I'll cut there while it actually goes through the rest of the phases, just so you don't have to watch it all. And in fact, here is that tool, the angular transducer. So if I right click, stored energy 0 joules, or at least this is the early form of that. I'm going to need to use some kind of automation later. So everything's nearly done, so what I'm going to need to do is run this gasoline engine again. Do I have any ethanol crystals left? You can charge it up with pretty much any engine. I suppose you could really spam the DC electric engines as well with lots and lots of gearing and stuff, but much prefer to actually tech up as the mod author kind of encourages you to do. Actually, I do want another quartz for something else. There we go, ethanol crystals, so let's see how much power we get from just 1 minute worth. So that is actually building up fairly rapidly in kilojoules, and our industrial coil, I think it's megajoules it can handle. Yeah, 720 megajoules. So that's 2 megajoules and 40 seconds. So let's say, yeah, 3 per one of these crystals. So it's entirely safe to use that up. Yeah, there we go. So I'll just let it run and let it build up all the power it needs, and let's see how much 15 gets us exactly. And I have just been down there and checked on our industrial coil, and it turns out to be about 40 megajoules per 10. I think it's per 10. Let's just check. Yes, 44, and this thing has a few minutes to run. Basically, you could, using one gasoline engine, 2 entire stacks of ethanol crystals, and it'd still be safe. You wouldn't want to do 3. 3 would be Monty Python quote. 3. That's 4 is right out, or 5 is right out. Never quite remember the quote. But 3 stacks would be bad. Try not to do that. So in this case, let's just turn this back on again. And it's just going to chunk through these. Remember, I only put 10 in to start, so that's 2.5 times at the moment. And it is very much chance based, so it's looking like it's around 3 at the moment. One more. 3 to this point anyway. There's still a last 4th phase to come yet. So that's that done. Shut this down. Switch it backwards and forwards. Switch it to torque mode. Turn it on. Goes much slower. And the 4th phase starts going. So now we just have to wait for the 4th phase to finish. Let's see how fast this is draining. Okay, remember it's still being supplied, so the drain is quite slow. Okay, that may well actually chunk through all of these. Let's see how many reduces. Multiplier achievement. So iron ore flakes and aluminium powder. Okay, just have to leave it now and see how it goes. There we go, all finished. From 10 ore, we got 45 iron flakes, 4.5 times. Better than 3, my previous grinder setup, but not quite 5. Again, it's a bit random, so yeah, I'm not too surprised. It should average out over a number of stacks of iron, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And as it turned out, I didn't actually do that. I didn't put the rest of the iron through. I got a bit claustrophobic. I decided this space is too small, and this whole running up and downstairs thing, yeah, I didn't like it. I could just move completely underground and use the roguelike dungeon, but I decided I want something big and airy and lots of space. So I began building. These are just ender lily seeds, by the way, just another way of getting more ender pearls apart from using mimicry. And this is end stone. I may show you to build that later, but if you don't know, just put an obsidian block into the what is it called? The casting basin on a smeltery, and then pour liquid ender pearls onto it. Just melt them down and pour it onto it, and it turns into end stone, which grows these much faster. So if I just pick these up, should get 13 seeds back, hopefully. 13. And I'll automate that later. But that's not what I wanted to show you up here. What I want to show you up here is that. That's going to be my new base. Decided to make something really, really quite big. So you probably can't see it from over there. So let's go through this book. Another way of doing these portals, I've already shown you these ones that go between dimensions. If you make the link pages here, instead of just leaving this with black ink and just putting paper in this side and getting a page out that you can buy with leather to make a book, you can drop ender pearls in. And if you do that, it has a half and half chance of giving you interlinking or disarm. And it can give you both as well. It's kind of, yeah, so I guess it's like a third of each type. And the one you want, you don't want disarm, so you just want it just interlinking. Make 2 books like that, and then you can click one here, and I can walk all the way over there and click the other one, and that will create a pair of books on the same dimension. It saves me having to go into the nether, then back out by another book. All I need to do is click, click, and wait for the world to load, which may take a moment. Come on. There we go. So, as you can see, I've started building it already. This is going to be multi-story. Plenty of room for lots of machines and lots of other automation that we want to get going. Normally, let's just go down, pop down here. There's also a 2x2 underfloor area. Lots of space. Normally this underfloor area would only be 1 high, but because Monster, FTB Monster, doesn't have morph, which means I can't go into bat form, which means I can't shrink to 1 high. So if we just pop upstairs, this is the underfloor area of the next floor up, and this bit I'm stood on is going to be the next floor. As you can see, there's lots of glass, which is all nice and good. But I'm going to be short. Well, I'm quite short of blocks. And if you think this is a huge structure and you don't have time to do this, I got lucky. I got this, the Builder's Wand. It dropped in a chest, I think in the roguelike dungeon, so you may well find it yourself. Or if you can't find one in there, maybe you'll find it in like the Hollow Hills and stuff like that. It just drops in a chest. You can make it in the game, but I just got lucky with it. And the way that Builder's Wand works, I don't have any resources. That's not going to help. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and get some resources to show you this. So what I'm going to be short on is the building blocks. So what I'm going to be doing while I'm building this base, and I'm probably going to build the base between the episodes because, yeah, I don't think you want to see me placing lots and lots of blocks. Maybe on a stream of some kind, don't know. But probably not on a YouTube video. So, oh, did not want to do that. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm not doing that. Let's show you some sand then. Okay, so let's say we've got 27 sand. I modified my smeltery. Let's show you this. I put another drain in, and connected to that was a fluid duct, opaque, doesn't really matter at this point, and added, what are they called? Yeah, there we go. Pneumatic servo. That means I can pull out. Mods that automatically eject, you don't need a servo usually. Servos just to pull out, which you need in this one. So what I did was attach one of my portable tanks, one of these, underneath it. And then on the inside, I just smelted one piece of sand. That then pulled into one of these, which I could pick up with a bucket, like most liquids. Then you can disconnect your portable tank and replace it with a basin. And now, if you were to right-click on this, you can drag and right-click your bucket and change this to whitelist to create a whitelist filter just for molten glass. So what this is going to do is auto-eject molten glass into the basin. I've shown it in previous series. It's fairly straightforward and it's nice to handle. You can do this with other things too, like if you wanted just to export obsidian or all kinds of different stuff, but generally it's best used for glass. So it drops into the basin, solidifies, and then there's just a hopper underneath, which goes into a chest, which gives me clear glass. And the difference between, if you've not seen clear glass before, let's just drop the rest of this in. If you've not seen clear glass before, there's a connected texture. The difference being normal glass not only doesn't have a connected texture, but if you break it, it's gone. Can't get it back. Clear glass, you get it back. So that's going to take a little bit of time to melt. Oh, this is just another hopper connected to the controller. So if I want to put lots and lots of stuff to be melted down, like if I have multiple stacks and this only has space for 36 or so, whatever it is, just dump them all in here and it'll just feed them in as there's more space available. See, I obviously added some height here. And that's pretty much that change. So what I actually probably going to do is, because all the resources I want them all over there, not over here. I could keep going back through the portal, but it's probably as easier for me to move this smeltery at some point soon and move it across to the other side, along with some resources. But I wanted to show you the builder's one. Let's hope I don't get the recipe wrong this time. Okay, sugar. I made the other base out of white stone, mainly because this grey stuff gets used everywhere and you see in caves and all kinds of other stuff. I want something nice and clean, again goes with the airy kind of look and high-tech look. I'll probably use something different when I get to the magic side of things, but for the moment, all you do, if I've not shown this already, if I have, apologies. It's been a few days now since the last bit of this episode. Is just surround sugar with normal stone. And you get smooth white stone. It's exactly what we want. Yeah, I get dizzy with this stuff. Exactly what we want. Yeah. With the builder's wand, all you do, you can just point at the ground and it will extend as long as you have the same materials as whatever you're pointing at is made of. So if this was glass, it wouldn't extend unless I was using glass. Now, I've got 2 clear glass and 56 smooth white stone, so if I point my builder's wand at this clear glass, it's going to show me 2 blocks probably. Yeah, 2 blocks, see? But lots more here. So I could just extend upwards. But the best part about this is if you do this, you see it's extending it upwards. But you can, I wonder if it'll let me, is there any configuration here that'll let me show this next bit? Yeah, there we go. So you see how it's extending that into the straight edged location. If you hold shift, it restricts it to horizontal work. So if I drop upstairs, actually on the lower floor. Sometimes when you're using this, it'll offer to kind of extend it downwards, particularly if there's a wall down there or something like that. So just hold shift, point it where you want it to go, and right click. And this lets you quickly fill in entire floors worth, and I've used like a full stack. It lets you fill in entire floors worth of materials. You just need to make sure you have enough materials to paint this stuff in. And as you can see, I've just built a walled sections for various machines. I'm probably going to use these initially for that smeltery and stuff like that. So again, just a brief outline. I didn't want to consume too much time showing you this while I was still under construction. The main thing is that I just want to make sure you see it ahead of time and you're not surprised when I'm suddenly in a base like 17 times larger than it was, or maybe 50 times larger than it was. We'll see. You don't have to build your base this big. It has to be said. Okay, so I'm going to cut, and when I come back, I will probably be reassembling the smeltery over here, and then maybe building a couple of machines just to provide materials for it. So let's go and do that. So what you might ask are the machines we want to make. Well, the smooth glass stuff, really nice for walls, anything where you want this nice open airy kind of space, but 29 of them just isn't going to cut it. Not even 10 times that's going to cut it. So what we want to do is make sure we can feed sand in, and I'm certainly not going to run it. Whoa! Yeah, 1 second. Sand is on 2%, and that's still what happens with that with rotary craft. I'm sorry, that's just completely wrong. Either solve the bug so that doesn't keep happening, or turn the damn sands off. It's just as simple as that. It's fine for it to be noisy because it is supposed to be noisy. It is, you know, engines after all. But allow me to actually get rid of the noise permanently, please. By some in-game method. Where was I? Yes, half a stack isn't going to cut it. So I'm not going to go and dig up a beach or anything. I've dug up quite a few. So we're going to need something to generate sand. Now, as you've already seen downstairs, yeah, I could turn this spiral again. We have a machine here hooked up to, the Ignis extruder is hooked up to the water supply, and this is providing us with freestone. Now, there's two other modes. One's obsidian, which needs constant supply of lava. The other one's cobblestone, which is free effectively, because you could, with vanilla mechanics, you can make a cobblestone generator easily enough without. You can basically make it for free anyway. It just takes a bit more time, so there's no point with a mod actually having it cost anything to make cobblestone. So if we can make cobblestone, what we can also do with cobblestone is it's not the macerator, I want the pulverizer. Convert it into sand and into gravel, and it's sand that we actually want. So we need a pulverizer. Pulverizer is a thermal expansion machine, which means we need some kind of thermal expansion power. Annoying, but okay, not too bad. And we're probably going to connect it to one of these Ignis extruders. We could even connect it to this one. Let me just turn the power down again. We could even connect it to this one and just switch this from stone mode, which it is at the moment, and consume this entire chest, into cobble mode, and then just hook off that. But we do actually need some kind of power that this can deal with. I think there is a way to convert to redstone flux, which is what these machines use, but I don't know it. Converting from it is magnetostatic engine, but to it I don't know. So let's create another power source. We're going to need another machine. There's the furnace. Don't want the furnace just yet. I'm not going to need that. I am, however, going to need the steam dynamo. Okay, this just needs a water supply and some fuel, coal, etc. And we'll convert it into redstone flux, which we can use for the machines that need it, the pulverizer. So let's have a go at making that. Most of these things I've got, it's mostly copper. It's for the first tier. Right, let me get that, and I'll be right back. So let's build this. Steam dynamo. We need the one, so we're going to need some silver. I hope I've got some silver. That's tin. Aluminium. Okay, let's do this the easy way. Tap silver and double click. It's going to look all through all the entries for silver. Got some silver ore. So let's try that again. Copper ingots, copper gears, so a couple of yeah, why not? Let's just expand all of this stuff. Okay, that's just iron and copper. Ah, okay. Thinking it should have worked. And there we go, one steam dynamo. We're also going to need some way to connect this to some power, so well, we need like a wiring, and the first tier of that's called leadstone conduit. Oh, again, I need to expand things. 6 should do, I shouldn't need any more than that. We're going to need the pulverizer. Yeah, this is the American spelling, that's why. Yes. Probably need 2 machine frames anyway, so I may as well make 2. Clear glass counts as well, that's good to know. Didn't used to work, glad they fixed that bug. Now why does that copper gear... Yeah, they're from different mods, that's why. Just gotta pick the right one. That's fairly annoying, but okay. Piston is some wood. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's because I'm short of redstone. fine. Third machine, well, second if you like. Maybe also an igneous extruder, just like the one down below. That doesn't need power per se, so that's not so much of a stretch. Thing is, pneumatic. We're going to make a couple more of those, we're going to need them. Machine frame I've already got, piston, want another one, which means I need more. This. Running out of room. Ignis, pulverizer. Right, let's go and assemble that. So in here I'm going to need a 5x5 space from there to here. That's going to be the smeltery. So I'm going to need an output from that. I'm going to need an input, sorry, and an output. Now the input control is going to be at the front, so I'm going to have to make all of this here, which should be fine. Except I'm going to need a water source. Oh, it's cobble, doesn't matter. Yeah, that's fine. Don't need it. Igneous extruder, and we're shift clicking in the middle. That resets all the inputs and outputs, and we're outputting to the left, which is the orange colour, and in cobble mode. There we go. Outputting this way. Pulverizer. Should I set these higher? No, it's okay. Pulverizer. Input from the right is blue, and this is going to output sand and gravel. So we're going to want to say we'll use item ducts. That's just like the fluid ducts that I have over there on the smeltery. And we're going to output just the red, the top one, to the left. I forgot something. It's now outputting, and that's where I need some of these. Might need one of those. Just to be safe, I'll add one. May not be needed at this point. Choose this. we say disable, which means output all the time, which means it's gone red. If you were to choose one of these, that means you would need a red zone signal to make it work, and this means you wouldn't need a red zone signal to make it work, so you can have a flip lever or something to control it. No big deal. Now, this block I'm going to be standing on is the base, 3x3 base. The controller is going to be right about here, but one level up on the level I'm actually on. So if I here, so cobble's going to be formed, crunches it down into sand. Sand's going to come in into the controller, and then we're going to pull it back out, and maybe through the wall here. Let's see, yeah, maybe something like here. So, by the magic of YouTubery cutting, that's been moved. So I'm still going to have to set this filter again because I had to destroy it. So it's a whitelist filter. But to do that, I'm going to need to put at least one molten glass into there. So I'm just cooking that up. While that's actually happening, this machine doesn't need power, but it will need some water and lava. That's straightforward. Do that now. One bucket of lava. I need some water. It's close enough. That's going to turn on and make cobble, which doesn't appear here because it's automatically being output into here, which isn't going to do anything yet because this power meter is down. So we're going to need to supply some power somehow. By the way, if I didn't build this, I'd be in ocean right now. This is an ocean biome. The major difficulty I'm going to have is actually figuring out a way to empty that and sort it out properly. So if I just lay down some conduits here. For now, I think that's it. I don't think I need to do anything else. Let's head upstairs. I am going to need a water source. I'm going to need it for the steam dynamo. That's okay though. Let's just put down there. That's inconvenient. Because I'm going to need to make something else. Let's set this filter again. Temporarily. See, it's poured out everything because there's no filter in place right now. Blacklist, nothing. Grab a bucket, empty that out, and change to a whitelist, molten glass only. And then I can just use this and put a casting basin back in. I wonder if I can empty that in the casting basin. No, I can't. So yeah, that wasn't a good idea. Set myself on fire with molten glass. Well, thank God that ended. Yeah, what I'm going to need to do is over here, I'm going to need to pipe water up. Well, that's fine because we're above an ocean, but it's going to have to be here. Here's to not drowning. And that's going to make that block. Right, so there's a number of ways you can get water into these machines. The one we're going to use is the aqueous, because we don't need a lot of water. Aqueous accumulator. Needs similar kind of things, that stuff we've already picked up, so that includes a bucket actually, so let's just grab these out of here again. Make a spare bucket. Add a tin. I don't want to melt some down. Really, I've got one tin ingot. That's not exactly what I was looking for. That's annoying. Come on. Got any here? Great, I really am going to have to melt stuff down. Okay, be right back again. Here we are pouring out the tin. Probably don't have enough for 2 blocks, so that's okay. Don't have any wood or crafting on me, so I need to install some of those around the place here. Two tin gears and yep. Now, in a more permanent sense, I probably put power generation on the floor, completely hidden. But for here, that's not exactly what is going to be useful, because if I do that, what will happen is I'll need to come down here and fill it up again, and it's a bit annoying. So just click it down, equal, you know, with water around it. In this case, we then knock out these blocks. And you'll see it's filling up with water. disabled all the time, and its outputs are everywhere, which is fine, exactly what we want. We then want some fluid ducts. You can see it's already containing water, so I think it auto outputs. So, but just to make sure that's explicit, I need some more blocks here to stop this water from showing, but that's okay. That's exactly what we want. So water's going to come up, hit the steam dynamo, which is then going to pipe power that way and into our other machines. So you see it's filling with water. If I just drop some charcoal in here, any fuel will do, but charcoal for the moment, it creates steam. Which then powers our pulverizer, which starts pulverizing copper into sand, which will get output here, across and in, which we should hopefully start seeing arrive. There it is. Piece of sand, which is automatically going to be melted down, output into here, and then we just have to output this somewhere. So we could do it with a few different methods, but for the moment, let's just halve this chest. And of course, that'll be the half with all the items in it. Never mind. Item ducts. You can do it with the hoppers, but in this case, we're going to be upgrading to stop having to use hoppers in future. So, one there, one there, one there. Get this to output. User servo. Set to disabled, so outputs everything. I think that's it. Now all I need to do is put a chest on the other end. And as soon as that sand melts down, that chest is going to start automatically filling with smooth glass, which is exactly what this stuff is. As you can see, blue slime dropped from the slime island up there. As you can see, gives us a great view, and no mobs are going to get in, so that's great. Is that melted down yet? I wonder. Not far off. I'm going to run out of lava, so in fact I don't want to put that up there because I want to fill it up with lava. That's fine. Some of it must have already come out. There it is. It's filling up and outputting. And there we go. Glass. Automatic will keep going until that power runs out of charcoal. So it's not infinite like our rotary craft way of smelting, which we could still do. It's just a bit noisy over here, so I just wanted to demonstrate an alternative way of smelting things down, and well, not smelting in this case, this is pulverizing, but once it was in sand, you know, we could do all kinds of things with it. I want smooth glass, so I can't use the rotary craft or free smelting for it, because that would just make normal glass. I want Tinker's construct glass, which is what this is. So that's about it for this episode, I think. This episode 5. I'm going to continue building this out, filling this floor in and adding some more rooms. in between the episodes. I think I'm not going to concentrate too much on building things in the episode, buildings anyway. I want to get the exciting stuff of automating all kinds of stuff in there. Yeah, so that's it. Leave a comment if you'd like to see anything in future. Feel free to subscribe. I'm Brett Hister, and this is episode 5.